your home, you want everything to transition smoothly from one room to another, and that is what we call design flow.
Hi, my name is Margot Evans. I am an artist and interior designer. Welcome to my home. A color scheme is usually 3 or 4 colors that work together. And you can pick out a different color for each room of that scheme and still have it work with the rest of the interior. So that's really important, to be consistent but not boring.
We'll get expert tips on how to create a design palette and the right flow with color from one room to another on today's SoFlo Home Project. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra. So on this show, we normally love to give design tips to you at home to implement in your own spaces, which is why I am so excited about today's tour, because not only is it a beautiful condo, but it's full of design inspiration on great room flow. This 3,400 square foot condo has 3 bedrooms and 3.5 baths. The homeowner created a fun and modern design using bold color scheme that's carried throughout the home. Margot, it's so great to have you here with us today.
Thank you so much, Alena.
So your home is fabulous, and this is going to be such a treat for our viewers to tour, and not only because you're an interior designer, but also an artist, so a lot of great art that we're going to cover. But before we jump into that, let's get a little backstory on this project.
We essentially gutted it down to the studs. It was in disrepair because it had been a rental for about 10 years.
Now, and as interior designers, we love to renovate the spaces we live in, right? So I'm sure you wanted to fully renovate this and put your own mark on the space.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was so much fun. It was my dream project because I am the client, so I don't have to second guess myself.
And now what you did here, you have set it all on a very neutral white ground, from the floor tile to the wall color to a lot of the main furnishing pieces. How important is it to get that base color of the room just right when you're infusing other colors?
Doing a white interior is probably one of the most difficult things to do because there are so many different color whites.
Absolutely, and to our viewers, that is so true, because it seems like it's easy, but there's a lot of matching that has to go on.
Absolutely. If I can stress anything, it's lighting, and not just a lamp or a hanging fixture. You need other sources of light, ambient light that just comes out of nowhere. And I wanted this apartment, I wanted to feel like I was floating. And this is what the light does. You
have achieved that. And this is a great room for entertaining. You got lots of seating areas. So this one here, you kind of kept neutral with the white and bought the color in with your beautiful, this is your artwork, correct?
It is.
Gorgeous. And then took the colors from the art down to the pillows. And I think that's another great way to bring that flow throughout, and then down to the accessories and even florals.
Well, and one thing about having a neutral background is that in, say, 5 years, you want to change the look. You can just change your pillows, your glass.
Now, speaking of focusing on color, over there's another great sofa with bold colors. There, you bought the color onto the sofa. Any tips for doing a bolder color on the sofa to create that flow?
One of the reasons why I have the darker color on the top is because we have a dog. We allow her to get on all the furniture, so these fabrics are high performance fabrics.
That's great. Well, I can't wait to tour the rest of the place, because I'm imagining there is a lot more beautiful artwork as well as a lot more great design flow. And we're gonna check that out when we come back. Coming up on SoFlo Home Project, we check out this dramatic kitchen transformation.
I'm Tat with FHIA, and we're going to speak with a homeowner who decided to choose us to take care of their home and protect their family for this hurricane season with new windows on today's SoFlo Home Project.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we're continuing our tour of this beautiful condo with interior designer and artist Margo Evans. Margo, before the break, we took a look at the great room, which had lots of turquoise and other fun both colors and of course your artwork. And we're talking about flow. So now in the kitchen, you have continued that color scheme here.
We had an open plan originally in this kitchen. There was an opening, two openings actually on the wall behind you.
So this was actually open to the great room.
It was.
And now you've kind of segmented it into its own little area.
Indeed. So I would call myself a messy cook. And I kind of don't want to see the mess. I want to have a nice orchestrated gathering for my friends. So I want it to look effortless.
Yes. That's a great way to put it. I love that.
And if they came in the kitchen, they would see that it wasn't so effortless. But
you know what though? If they came in the kitchen, they'd also see that the color scheme carries throughout, right?
Well, it has to.
So it's function and flow.
Absolutely.
Both of those things. Now, I love the way you also sort of brought out and made this little table area, which fits so nice with the ceiling detail with the curve above it. So you kind of like almost mirrored that somewhat.
Well, my husband and I eat here when it's just the two of us for dinner. As we sit there, we see this fabulous view, and you see all the boats, and it's just a wonderful way to end the day.
I can imagine. I love that this is separate from the main room. We see a lot of that trend happening right now. You know, the open floor plan for the kitchen being,
yes.
That's been so big for a long time, but we are seeing this happening now where you can have this separate space for the kitchen. And like you said, look, not everyone is the neatest cook. Great way. If you love cooking and you want to keep the kitchen how you want to keep it, this is a great way to do that. And then I noticed that you kept a very clean aesthetic on the cabinetry. So here, while we have the statement white handles on the appliances, you went very clean with just sort of the finger pulls on the cabinets, doors, and drawers.
And it's twofold reason here. One, because I like the simplicity of it, but secondly, it's, again, I can't stress enough, it's easy to clean.
Margo, that's what it's all about. You're saying the kitchen design is about function, but like we said, also about style, flow, and color, and we are gonna get to that. But first, let's see what Tack Renata from FHIA has for us today.
Over the last several months, we've talked a lot about how important the in-home consultation is to ensure you have a great project. Well, today we're going to have the opportunity to speak with one homeowner who went through that process and learn about the experience to see why and how he made the decisions that he made and find out how the installation's going. Michael, it was really good meeting you, and thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to help you with this project.
Sure.
Just curious as to how this whole started and where we began our relationship. How did you hear of our company?
Well, honestly, this has been on our list for quite a while. It's a big project, needless to say. We had friends of ours over in the Ridges here in Weston that actually hired you guys to come out and do a job. Very impressed with the workmanship, just the consultative approach up front, like this is what windows are all about, and I really had no idea.
What was your biggest concern with your old windows, and what was the big reason for changing out the windows? Was it hurricane protection, energy efficiency, cosmetics, or?
Kind of a combination of all three, right? So we knew that we had to do something in terms of we were either going to install shutters, new shutters, which is costly as well. Having the windows in place and not having to prepare like you do every time there's a storm, that was really the driving factor of going with the windows versus the shutters.
Do you remember why you chose the product that you chose to have us installed today?
Yeah, I think it was really honestly the sales rep. I mean, just did a thorough job of explaining every option that was available, the differences between windows. I thought I'd learned more about windows in 2 hours than I've ever known in my life. But that's why we ultimately chose to go with what we did, which is the top of the line.
You went with the Solar Max technology, which is going to reflect the heat away from the home and save you money on your energy bills, but also make your home a lot more comfortable. And by getting that package and with the vinyl frame, you're also going to get the lifetime warranty. So if anything were to happen at any point in the future, and if you're here a long time, the manufacturer sends us a new one and it'll be taken care of for you.
Perfect.
So far, we see that the installation's going well, and we're sure it's going to go well.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Back to you, Elena.
Thanks, Tat. So Margo, we were talking about function of this beautiful kitchen, but what makes it so beautiful, of course, is the continuous flow of this color. So what are the countertops? Because this is a gorgeous natural stone.
This is a sort of an aggregate stone. I saw this and I had to have it because it just personified everything I wanted for this kitchen. Of course, it's aqua, turquoise.
Yes, it really brings that flow throughout with this,
Absolutely.
with this color.
And it's the same with cabinetry too. We're coming in from a room that is very somewhat dramatic, and then we're coming into the kitchen, and even though you don't really want it to be as dramatic, you want to at least have the flow come
Yes.
in and the color come in. And we took this color, this very, very light aqua color, and we sort of repeated it on different spaces. This is all glass, back painted glass.
And I love the back painted glass because it's subtle. If this had been a mosaic, it might have competed with this really beautiful counter like this, and here it just gives that clean aesthetic of a kitchen. But we know you like your color, and we've got a lot more beautiful colors to see how they were tied through the rest of the rooms in this condo when we come back. Coming up next, we check out the fun and bright guest quarters in this home. When it comes to hurricane season, many of us think about power outages. But thanks to solar and backup batteries, power outages can be a thing of the past. We're here today at Cutler-Based Solar Solutions to find out a little bit more about solar. So we're here today at the Cutler-Based Solar Solutions training facility, joined by the founder, Raul Vergara. Raul, welcome.
Thank you.
Raul, so this is solar. You're talking about solar power.
This is so much more than solar, because this is solar, battery backup, and storage. So this is peace of mind. This is going to allow you to run your home seamless, whether the grid is up or the grid is down. In a traditional home today, FPL brings you power and the power goes right to the house. We add this equipment here. This is our transfer switch. Seamless, no problems whatsoever. You won't even notice the lights flickering. Power goes out, milliseconds, transfer
right
switch
up.
takes over. The Empower tells the solar panels continuously keep producing the power that your house needs. Any excess power that the panels are producing are going to go to the battery. In the evening, when you're not producing any power, or if it's cloudy and you don't have enough power, the battery is now seamless, produces power back to the Empower and back to your house. Your air conditioner, your refrigerator, your lights, everything in your house, seamless, continues to operate.
So you're not picking and choosing. This will run it all.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to thinking about how the whole process works, if a homeowner wants to bring solar into their home, how does Cutler-Based Solar Solutions kind of guide them in the process?
You do not have to worry about a thing. Once you make the decision, once you hired us to take care of for you, from engineering to permitting to installation, we're there with you.
Raul, so there may be some misconceptions where people think solar is automatically going to mean expensive. There are a lot of great incentives out there that I think you could share with our viewers a little bit more about.
You are paying today for your electricity. You're renting your electricity. This is an opportunity, rather than renting your electricity, to purchase your own power. The cost of purchasing your power is significantly lower than renting it. With tax incentives at 26% right now from the federal government, and local financing options which allow you to finance it at a lower cost that you're paying today and not make any payments till March 2024, solar is a no-brainer.
So now, most importantly, how do they contact you if they are interested in going solar?
You can talk to us at 305-280-0638. One of my assistants will take your information, set up an appointment with you at your convenience, and again, no obligation, free of charge. We'll be able to give you the information.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us today and sharing a little bit more about solar power.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing our tour with interior designer and artist Margo Evans. Margo, your home is infused with such beautiful colors, and we're talking about how to carry that design flow throughout a space, from room to room to room, to sort of have a seamless flow, and you've achieved that here.
Again, you have the neutral base, the white floors, the white walls, the
carrying
white
that
bed.
throughout.
Carry that throughout, and then you can, knock yourself out with any color you want.
All the fun color. And this is your artwork, right?
It is.
So was the artwork first in this room or after? What kind of drove the color palette here?
The artwork was first. I specifically designed the artwork for these particular walls.
Love it.
And I wanted something different. The prevailing color here, as you can see, is the aqua.
Yes, still finds its way. That's all
It
about
always
the flow.
finds, the aqua always finds its way in anything I do, along with bright, cheery, happy, citrusy colors. And I did this because I wanted people, when they visit, to have eye candy, have an experience when they come. So these are colors of flowers.
Yes.
And oranges and leaves, and these are
All of
colors in
these
nature.
tropical nature colors.
Yes, absolutely.
I love it. And so I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the guest bathroom, because we are in the guest suite and the bathroom brings the aqua back.
When my guest goes in that bathroom, I want them to feel like they're swimming.
You feel immersed in water. That is a great way to put it.
Yes, and so we have these little iridescent sort of aqua tiles.
What you did in there, I love the glass sink as well. Like, there's so many elements from the mosaic to each and every piece, and you really brought that color throughout in so many different ways. I love that.
The idea is to be consistent, but not too consistent. So you
Yes.
can use the same materials in different ways.
This has been great. What a stunning guest room, but I can't wait to see the main bedroom in this home, and we're gonna check that out when we come back. It's the one with hundreds of exhibitors. It's the one with thousands of products. It's the one, the Miami Home Design and Remodeling Show, October 1st through 3rd at the Miami-Dade County Fair and Expo Center at Tamiami Park. So come see me, we can chat about your own design disaster, or just say hi. I'll be at the main stage speaking at 2 and 4 p.m. on Saturday, and again on Sunday at 3. You'll get a wealth of ideas from some of today's most prominent brands and designers, all under one roof. The Miami Home Design and Remodeling Show is back in SoFlo, October 1st through 3rd at the Miami-Dade County Fair and Expo Center at Tamiami Park. And don't forget, I'll be there too. For more information, visit homeshows.net. It's South Florida's largest home design and improvement expo. It's the Miami Home Design and Remodeling Show. It's the one. Next on SoFlo Home Project, you step into the luxurious and colorful primary bedroom. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing our tour of this beautiful condo with Margo Evans, interior designer and artist. So Margo, this is your personal residence, and I feel like nothing makes a residence more personal than how you decorate your own bedroom. This is your sanctuary, where you sleep, and it is adorned with a lot of colorful art that brings in the color theme we've seen throughout. And how you did this here was so nice, because we started out in a great room which had the aqua and then some other fun bright pops of color.
The recurrent theme that
Yes,
we
the
seem to have.
beautiful aqua.
Aqua, and more aqua.
But in each of the bedrooms, as we're seeing, you bring that aqua in and then you introduce another relevant color like the mint you did here.
The mint is another favorite of mine, and I think it
also
goes...
a beautiful color. And so on trend right now too, so you were like spot on here.
Okay, so that's always a good thing.
So
yes,
you can kind of still bring in other colors in different rooms, but keep the underlying theme?
absolutely. You don't want to get bored.
No.
And the idea is that every time you go into a new room, you're not shocked into something totally different, but at the same time, you don't want the same old, same old.
Absolutely, and that is such great advice, because I think people always ask us, like, how do we know when there's too much of one color in one room? And the balance, like you said, keeping the grounds neutral and then popping that color in with things that could easily be changed out.
And one of those things are these upholstered walls. Each square or diamond shaped, it is backed by Velcro. So I can take these off and reupholster them in something entirely different. And you still have the essence of the design, but you can change the whole feeling of the room that way.
Another thing I would love to point out that you did is, instead of traditional table lamps, you did these beautiful oversized pendants. And this way you have more room for your accessories and you still get great light.
Well, the thing is, I fell in love with these egg lamps here.
I love
thought
them.
they're glam, but they're also very simple and organic in
Yes.
shape. And you'll see these throughout the apartment.
Margo, you have done such a beautiful job with this condo, not only with the gorgeous artwork that has brought in so many, infused so many colors, but just the way you just set a beautiful example of continuity and design flow within a home. So I thank you for allowing us in your home today.
And thank you for featuring me on your show. I really, really appreciate it, and I really hope that I've been able to give your audience some tidbits to take with them.
It was a pleasure to have you to view your home and your artwork. And to our viewers at home, I hope that you enjoyed this tour. There's so much great design inspiration, so we hope you put some to use in your own homes. And now let's check out what design inspiration we have planned for you next week on SoFlo Home Project. We go over one of the most difficult elements in a room design, our TVs. This can get tricky, but we have the solutions for you. And I want to thank you all at home for joining us this week. We hope you got lots of great design ideas for your own home. And we hope to see you again next week for another episode of SoFlo Home Project right here on Local 10. And remember, there's no place like SoFlo Home.